Car dealerships are one of those things that most people hate dealing with. They try to screw you over left and right, whether you're buying a car, going through service, getting parts, no matter what you're doing. If you're dealing with the car dealership, most of the time you're getting screwed over. And it really sucks because states put something called franchise laws where you have to go through a dealership. So if you wanted to buy the car directly from the manufacturer, like Ford or General Motors, you cannot. You have to go through a dealership, which the whole process when you buy a car, it does nothing but increase the price with that dealership. Most people get completely screwed over. They finance through the dealership, they let the dealer, and they trust them too much. The dealership can literally raise your rate from what the bank approved you at. It's the most scummiest way to make money. They raise rates on people and they got approved at a lower rate, but they show you a higher rate and they get to keep the difference. And there are so many other ways they screw you over. BS fees, all this stuff. I mean, we've seen market adjustments that are still going on today. And all these dealerships were saying, oh, market adjustments had to happen because we had no inventory. Now you guys have all the inventory you need. Even your overflow lots are overflowing, but you're still doing a market adjustment. Like, it doesn't make sense. And if they don't have a market adjustment, they probably have the $600 nitrogen filled tires or $1,500 window tint or something stupid like that. The dealership probably paid $100 or $200 for window tint. They charge you $1,500. And a lot of the mom and pop dealerships got bought out by huge corporation dealerships like AutoNation, Group 1. These huge corporation dealerships scooped up all the market share in the area. They'll own all the Chevy dealerships. They'll own all the Ford dealerships in your city. And I just think it should be a free market where the manufacturer sells directly to the public if they want to, and there's dealerships if they're able to stay open, but it's up to the consumer. Where do they want to go? Maybe some consumers still want to go to the dealership that's owned by a third party. That way they can negotiate and all this stuff, and others just want to pay the price that it is and not have to deal with scummy dealers. Because unfortunately, people are paying over MSRP in a lot of situations. They just get screwed over from so many different ways by buying warranties that are overcharged, everything. The finance guy will call it a menu. He builds it to just build onto your payments, and it'll be the key coverage, the warranty coverage for your engine, this and that, bumper to bumper. All this stuff ends up costing thousands of extra dollars. It just adds $45 to your monthly payment for 84 months. And unfortunately, people are just signing on the dotted line. You just have to be careful and you have to be aware of what's going on. And unfortunately, there's so much scammery that goes on in that finance box. That's one of the worst places for the customer. And so I firmly believe most customers are better off just going and buying directly from the manufacturer, but they can't because there's franchise laws and there's very few manufacturers that found a way around it, like Tesla. So that's why I do believe it would be better off for most customers to buy directly from the manufacturer. They would probably save thousands compared to going to the dealership. And we don't talk about service often, but you shouldn't be going to a dealership service department unless you're under that factory warranty, because come on, they're going to try to rip you from every end. That's all the service advisor is. He is a salesman as well. Normally full commission. You come in for an oil change, they're going to say you need this, this, and this, and this. And it's like, hey man, the car's still new. What do you mean? But then at the same time, they'll be like, you can do 10,000 mile oil changes, but you better change that cabin air filter. The 10,000 mile oil changes are okay. That's what some service advisors are saying. It's hilarious. And so there's no professional on your side. The service advisor doesn't know what he's talking about. The sales advisor on the front side doesn't know what he's talking about. He's just trying to get his own money. And when they do sales training at dealerships, it's not about product knowledge. It's about sales training to get you to convince you to buy something you don't want to buy. Unfortunately, you can't trust anybody at the dealership. It's just a fact. The whole buying process sucks at a traditional dealership, and most people hate doing it. And with rising prices and all the issues over the last 5 years, dealerships really showed their true colors, and some of them can't get off of the Kool-Aid because they're still doing market adjustments and $600 nitrogen-filled tires. Like, get out of here with this stuff. So if you are going to buy a car, you have to do your research. You need to take your time. Don't rush it. Don't just trust it and say, oh, I trust the dealership. No, do your research, do your due diligence, make sure you're getting a good deal, call around, shop around. You might even have to go out of state to get a better deal. And it's crazy to think that you're not legally allowed to buy a vehicle from Ford or General Motors, and nothing says you're needed in society like saying you legally have to go through this channel to buy this product. To me, that is literally the opposite of a free market. We should be able to go to who we want to buy that product, not government telling us we got to go here, go here. It just doesn't make sense. And you got to think, for the average consumer, they just completely get screwed over. So it's really bad for them, and it's just added cost. And the dealership does this stuff all day to people. And how often do you really buy a car? You're not the expert unless you really put the time in and do your research. Know about the car, know how much it should cost, know your research. Don't leave it up to the dealership to do any of your legwork because you can't trust them. And I get some dealerships might be good, trustworthy, but 99% of them aren't, and you just have to go in with a level head knowing that you can't trust anybody. It's just really unfortunate this is a situation. There are other countries that have both direct-to-manufacturer sales at the same time as third-party dealership sales, which we should have here in America. And maybe it will come with time, but unfortunately, there's a lot of money to keep that stuff from not happening. So we'll see what happens in the future, but I'm real curious to know what you think. Have you been screwed over by a dealership? I know so many people have so many different stories because there's so many bad dealers out there. Let me know what you think. Have a great day and stay blessed.